The eighth video in our series, and the first one of several that'll have to do with the digestion. Today we're going to talk about GERD, or gastroesophageal reflux disease. And all of this material is in the manual. Right now, if you've got the manual and you're going through it, you've probably noticed that the videos go in a little bit of a different order. All the material will end up in both places. You can get the manual at practicebump.com. Use the coupon code nutrition, save 60%. Also at practicebump.com, there are a number of free marketing books for you. We really want you to successfully market your practice and to help the profession to grow. I'm Dr. Paul Varnes. That's my contact information. Best to use my personal email, onearborvitae@comcast.net. Improving digestion will improve all aspects of a patient's health. A lot of things that go wrong are related to digestion. Allergies, asthma especially. Half of your immune system is in the gut. A lot of people with fatigue, even depression and anxiety, have digestive issues. So when you get good at treating digestion, you'll be amazed at how many kinds of patients you are capable of getting better. Some people find this intimidating because you get into allergies and dysbiosis. There's a lot, it's a wide bunch of topics for you. But even simple things will make patients better. Instead of thinking of, I'm going to cure this particular problem, you're just going to make some changes and make something a little better. Our peeling the onion metaphor holds here. The symptoms of gastric reflux include heartburn, and that's the most common symptom, sour or bitter taste from regurgitation of stomach contents, difficult or painful swallowing, belching, chronic sore throat, water brash, which is a sudden excess flowing of saliva, hoarseness, and bad breath. And we always start with diet. Use the anti-inflammation diet, or actually the paleo diet now. The paleo diet is kind of hypoallergenic. It's basically fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, no complex carbohydrates, which gets them off of dairy, gets them off of wheat, all starches and beans and things. And a lot of people with digestive symptoms do much, much better on the paleo diet. You have to have them eat slowly, chew food completely, not drink with meals, don't eat between dinner and bedtime. And sometimes food sensitivity is an issue, but like I said, if you put them on the paleo diet, you've already removed most of the likely culprits. And I know that when I was first in practice, that was usually enough. I'd do a hiatal hernia adjustment and change their diet, and they didn't need to be taking antacids anymore. Things have changed a bit. Right now, Americans spend $10 billion each year treating GERD. The drugs for gastric reflux has been linked to hip fracture in people over 50, according to JAMA. And that's kind of ironic because the osteoporosis drugs cause reflux, and the reflux drugs cause osteoporosis. I always just thought that was just a funny bit of irony. And like I said, simple dietary change a long time ago used to do it, but now there's these proton pump inhibitors. Prilosec and Prevacid are examples. These people, when they stop taking their drug, they get reflux from hell. And you usually have to you give them a number of different substances, one of a number of substances to try to wean them from the drug, to soothe their stomach lining, and then make the changes that you want to make. So GERD has gotten a little trickier to treat. And one of the reasons I believe is that there was a study done on mice where basically they found that the proton pump inhibitors actually contribute to bacterial overgrowth and may aggravate the condition they're designed to treat. And that's what we see clinically. So when treating someone who's coming off of proton pump inhibitors, I like to give them something a little bit antimicrobial. And there's a couple of products up here that we'll mention. We continue to recommend products from Biotics Research because the sales force is trained in nutrition, and they will show more of an interest in helping you with your patient than they will in actually just selling you products. One of their mainstay products that they've had for a long time is a product called Gastrozyme. It's made from a cabbage extract. Supposedly has vitamin U in it. There's no vitamin U, but it's S-methylmethionine, and it's found in in several types of food, mostly cabbage. It acts as an antioxidant, and there's a number of studies that show it to actually help to heal ulcers. Have the patient chew the tablets. That's a very important aspect of it. 4 tablets 3 times a day. Bio-HPF is their anti-Heliobacter, Heliobacter being the bacteria that's been shown to cause ulcers. This has been developed by Gary Lesniewski. This is a great product for those people coming off of Prilosec. Like I like to muscle test them on it, but a lot of times it may be that they have a bacterial gastritis, and it's a really, really good product. It has deglycerinated licorice, which is a traditional treatment for ulcers. Be a little bit careful with that. Glycerin is a stimulant in licorice. Like if you have a lot of licorice, the herb licorice, not the candy, it can raise your blood pressure. It's actually an adrenal treatment too. And some people react really strongly to it, and even there's always a little bit of glycerin in the product, and every once in a while somebody's blood pressure will go up. So if you put a patient on Bio-HPF or any deglycerinated licorice product, or any licorice product for that matter, be checking their blood pressure, because it can increase blood pressure. But Bio-HPF is a good product. It's been actually shown to reduce the antibody titer, or the antigen, I'm sorry. Use 2 capsules 3 times a day. HCLEs is a new product. It's a combination of herbs that have traditionally been used to soothe and heal the stomach lining. Use 2 tablets 2 times a day. Ironically, a lot of the people with gastric reflux actually need HCl. 30 years ago, when I was treating it, we changed the diet and give them hydrochloric acid. It was almost, most of the docs I knew at the time would say, oh yeah, they need hydrochloric acid, and that's causing the problem. And 90% of the patients would get better right away. Like I say, the newer drugs make them react to even just changing the diet. So you have to use some of those herbal products that we mentioned earlier. Also, if they do need hydrochloric acid, you do want to get them on it, because low hydrochloric acid is linked to allergies, it's linked to asthma, it's linked to all kinds of, their nutrient absorption isn't good. I've even heard depression because they're not getting the amino acids necessary for the neurotransmitters. So you really want to address this if this is the patient's problem. Even if it takes a while to get them to where they can tolerate the hydrochloric acid, it's worthwhile. A little aside here, because it has come up, do a Murphy sign, poke them under the rib. Gallbladder problems can cause reflux, and I've seen a number of patients over the years that they've been to a GI specialist and everything, and no one did a Murphy sign to see if they had a gallbladder issue. Hypochlorhydria are linked to allergies, asthma, depression, arthritis, and a variety of digestive problems, including irritable bowel, constipation, diarrhea, and candidiasis. So if a patient is not producing enough hydrochloric acid, you definitely want to address it. And one of those symptoms could be gastric reflux. Symptoms, things that will cue you to a patient needing hydrochloric acid: their nails break easily, they get gas immediately after a meal, distaste for meat. Vitamin supplements make them nauseous. If a patient tells you that, you know they need hydrochloric acid. Coated tongue, there's other causes of that. Itchy anus, there's other causes of that. And like I said, there's a lot of health problems that are the result of needing hydrochloric acid. And sometimes you give a hydrochloric acid product and the patient will experience burning. Doesn't mean they don't need it, just means they're not ready to have it. So if they do have heartburn or burning, give them one of the like HCLEs or Gastrozyme or something like that to help soothe the lining. And then start with a low dose of HCl. The 2 products that have low dose of HCl from Biotics Research are Hydrozyme and HCl+. Just one at a time. The idea is you start with a little bit and then gradually increase until you feel like a warm feeling in your stomach. Take it halfway through the meal, eat some food, take the pill, and then eat the rest of your food. And increase the dose very slowly. And if they have any burning, you have to back off. The difference between Hydrozyme and HCl+, Hydrozyme actually has some pancreatic enzymes contained with it. Like I said, if they can't tolerate the HCl supplement, I give them Intenzyme Forte, because you do want to get them digesting better. I put them on the paleo diet and give them some sort of herbal product. I use a lot of Gastrozyme, but that's because I'm old and I've been using it for a long time. But the HCLE sounds like a good product. Interesting one that I have not tried is berberine HCl, and that's a way of getting hydrochloric acid and some antimicrobial activity all in one package. That seems like it would be a good transition product. So if you have someone that's been on proton pump inhibitor, and you give them bio HPF, which would probably be a good choice, and then see if you can get them to tolerate berberine HCl, because berberine will continue the antimicrobial activity for you. It seems like a good strategy. Once again, one of the reasons we're using Biotics is you can call their people. They even have clinicians on hand that will help you with your patients. Please avail yourself to that. And you can find the phone number for Biotics Research at the beginning of, in the text portion of each of these videos. Like I say, if they tolerate the low dose, you can gradually increase day to day until they feel a warmth in the stomach. If they feel burning, you can back off, give them the HCLEs. If you find that the patient's taking a lot of the HCl plus pills, you can switch them over to betaine plus HP, which is a much higher dose, and they'll have to take fewer pills. I'm Dr. Paul Varnes. My company's Whole Health America. My phone number's there. You can email me at onearborvitae@comcast.net. Feel free to contact me with questions. If you have any questions about the products I mentioned, I put Biotics Research number up there. It's 800-231-5777. They have a variety of distributors, and they might refer you to someone who's a little closer to you. They're located in Houston, Texas. But I know if you're in the Pacific Northwest or in the Midwest, Arizona, they have their own distributor, Michigan, so on. Thank you. I hope you found this useful.